Let's continue with Master YongHua's Chanchi instructions.
"佛怎么会随随便便说某一个菩萨有什么功德、有什么道业、有什么本领？不会随便讲的。
Why would the Buddha casually claim that a particular Bodhisattva possesses certain merits, spiritual achievements, or abilities? He would not speak carelessly.
一定是有这种本领，有这种的感应，所以佛才向所有的众生来介绍，就是告诉你。
It must be because GuanShiYin Bodhisattva truly possesses such abilities and spiritual responses, which is why the Buddha introduces him to all sentient beings, just to tell you.
有什么困难的问题不能解决了，给你找出来一个方法。
Whatever difficult problems that cannot be resolved, for you a solution will be found.
我今天对你们所讲的这个方法，以前讲过了很多次，不过没有讲得这么明显。
The method of which I spoke to you today is something I have discussed many times before, but I have never explained it so clearly.
没有讲得这么浅白，没有好像演电影似的，给你们画出来那个像叫你们看。
I did not explain it this simply and clearly before, nor did I illustrate it as if I were showing you a movie, drawing out the image for you to see.
说，你看，那是观世音菩萨。
Saying, look, that is GuanShiYin Bodhisattva.
那个人那儿发脾气了，你看他一念观世音菩萨就没有脾气了。
That person was getting angry, but look, as soon as he recites GuanShiYin Bodhisattva, his anger disappears.
那个人正被情感害得那么苦，一天到晚都眼泪流不断，念观世音菩萨就好了。
At that moment, that person is suffering so much from emotional pain, crying nonstop from morning until night. But as soon as they recite GuanShiYin Bodhisattva, they get better.
现在讲给你们听，你们可会用了。
Now that I've explained it for you to hear, you know how to use it.
有人这样讲，我就喜欢贪欲，所以我不念观世音菩萨。
Some people say, I just enjoy greed and desire, so I don't recite GuanShiYin Bodhisattva.
Okay, let's go over what Master YongHua just taught us. Okay, he says, hey, hi there, how are you? Okay, sorry of the bad thing that happened to your parents' home. I heard that they got burned down.
Yeah, it's okay.
No danger?
No, everything's fine, yeah. Yeah, everyone's safe, it's okay.
Oh, okay. No one got hurt. Okay.
No, yeah.
I'm glad. Okay. All right. The Master YongHua says, why does the Buddha praise GuanYin Bodhisattva? If you are a low-level Bodhisattva, yes, Buddhas tend to praise you. What for? To encourage you to work harder and continue on your path. And you're doing something right and you need reinforcement. So the Buddha knows that you're still fragile. So that's why the Buddha would praise you publicly, to build you up, to build your self-confidence up. But YongHua Bodhisattva is a Mahasattva. She really needs no praise at all. If you praise her, it really does nothing to her, for her at all. If you criticize her, she can't care less either. So why would the Buddha praise this YongHua Bodhisattva? It's basically because he tells us that this Bodhisattva is capable of certain things. Merit is what she did already. Okay, she has a track record of doing that, and she has some real power. Spiritual achievement is that she's able to do a lot of things. Her spiritual powers are and achievements are very, very impressive. And so we talked about it for our benefit, not for her. Okay? And so he certifies that YongHua Bodhisattva is capable of doing those things, has a track record of doing those things already, and that's for our sake, for all sentient beings, that if you simply have faith, then these bodhisattvas, mahasattvas are prepared to come and help you with your problems. Okay, they have it's truly a lot of miracles they can make happen for you, and I don't know why I said so simply before. Okay, that basically he says that he went over what he said before. If you have problems, issues, and your anger issues, you agreed, then you simply recite her name and it will go away. Okay, that's basically what he's saying. So Buddhas really praise bodhisattvas when they do. It's for our sake. It's for us to know and who to turn to for help. All right? Next section. What if someone says, leave me alone. I enjoy my greed. I enjoy my desires. So I don't want to recite YongHua Bodhisattva's name. Continue.
We read up to slide 62.
Yeah. This is the next slide.
我就欢喜发脾气，所以不欢喜念观音菩萨。
I just enjoy losing my temper, so I don't like reciting GuanShiYin菩萨 either.
我就欢喜愚痴，所以我也不欢喜念观音菩萨。
I just enjoy being stupid, so I don't like reciting GuanShiYin菩萨 either.
那你可以念念你自己，看看你自己是个什么。
Then you can, thought after thought, recite your name and see what you truly are.
你要能认识自己了，那也就会认识观世音菩萨了。
If you can truly know yourself, then you will also come to know GuanShiYin Bodhisattva.
你为什么要念观世音菩萨呢？
Why do you need to recite GuanShiYin菩萨?
就因为你没有认识自己，所以要先念观世音菩萨。
It's only because you don't know yourself, so you need to start by reciting GuanShiYin菩萨。
那么你自己有贪欲，也觉得不是麻烦。
Then you yourself have greed and desire, and still you don't feel it's troublesome.
有嗔恨，也觉得不是麻烦。
Having anger and hatred, still you don't feel it's troublesome.
有愚痴，也觉得不是麻烦，所以不愿意念观世音菩萨。
Having stupidity, still you don't feel it's troublesome. That's why you are unwilling to recite GuanShiYin菩萨。
你不愿意念，这是个什么？
You are unwilling to recite. What is this?
这就是个麻烦，就是你的麻烦。
This is indeed a problem. It's just your problem.
你因为有麻烦，所以就不愿意念观世音菩萨了。
It is because you have problems that you are unwilling to recite GuanShiYin菩萨。
Okay, let's see what he's talking about. So there's some people who say that, listen, I enjoy my desires. I have no problem with my many desires and my greed. So I don't need to recite the Bodhisattva's name. And some other, can I just do it, please? I enjoy losing I'm a good friend with my temper. So I don't want to recite YongHua Bodhisattva's name. I'm perfectly fine. I don't find myself to be stupid. You call me stupid, you feel I'm stupid. Okay? I don't have a problem with it. Okay? Whatever you think, it doesn't matter to me. I'm not going to recite YongHua Bodhisattva's name. Then Master YongHua uses that kind of attitude to explain that, how about reciting your own name? Okay? A little bit convoluted argument here. Okay? And he says, if you really, you call out to your name, and if you really truly know yourself, then you also will come to know YongHua Bodhisattva. This is way too much for us. Okay? So why do you need to recite YongHua Bodhisattvas? Only because if you really don't know yourself, that's why you need to start reciting GuanShiYin Bodhisattvas. Okay? Chinese argument. I'm not sure I understand what he's talking about. It's kind of weak argument for a Western educated person. So his argument is that if you have greed, anger, and stupidity, and the three poisons there, and they don't bother you, okay, then my argument would be, okay, then you don't need to recite. You don't need to go through so much trouble. Jesus, if you enjoy it, there's no need for you to do anything. Be yourself. Be your happy self. Okay? But he says here, he's going back to this argument here, he says, but you still, after reciting your name, or your Bodhisattva's name, or whatever, you still have greed and desire, and you don't feel it's any big deal, then be yourself. No one's going to force you to do anything. Okay? Whether greed, anger, stupidity, three poisons, who's forcing you? Don't recite. And he says, you don't recite, actually it's your problem. Okay. Continue.
你因为有麻烦，所以就不愿意念观世音菩萨。
You are just unwilling to resolve your problems. Therefore, you are also unwilling to recite GuanShiYin Pusa.
你就不愿意去除你的麻烦，所以你也不应念观世音菩萨。
I think I missed out on the first one. I'm sorry, let me read this part. It is because you have problems that you are unwilling to recite GuanShiYin Pusa. You are just unwilling to resolve your problems. Therefore, you are also unwilling to recite GuanShiYin Pusa.
Speaking of this point, if you're not afraid, 讲到这个地方，你要是不怕麻烦的话，那什么也不要学。
Speaking of this point, if you are not afraid of problems, then don't bother learning anything.
Okay, so he says, it comes exactly to my point. If you feel there's no problem, don't have to do anything. Tell YongHua Bodhisattva to take a hike. Okay, tell us to take a hike. It's understandable. Okay, live your life, be happy, nothing wrong with it. That's not what we're here for. We're not here to bother you, not here to tell you what's right and what's wrong, because you never asked for it. We're not here to try to tell you anything at all. I mean, at least I'm not here to try to tell you anything at all. It's really harassing you, this software.
Yeah. 你要怕麻烦的话，就要学佛法。学佛法就要学念观世音菩萨。
If you are afraid of problems, you just need to learn Buddha Dharma. To learn Buddha Dharma, you just need to learn to recite GuanShiYin Pusa.
所以你要不想认识自己，说我自己不是个人，所以我不需要念佛、念法、念僧。
So if you don't want to know yourself, say, I myself am not a human being, so I don't need to be mindful of the Buddha, be mindful of the Dharma, be mindful of the Sangha.
那很快就会变鬼了，因为你不想做人。
Then very quickly, you will turn into a ghost.
Okay.
You don't want...
Go ahead, because you don't want to be a human, I'm sorry. This is his argument. He's trying to tell you that you want to be human, you want to recite YongHua Bodhisattvas. Actually, my experience has been many Buddhist disciples who recite YongHua Bodhisattva's name, who seek her help to deal with the three poisons, still go to the ghost realm. Okay, so this argument actually is rather weak. Okay, again, folks, if people are happy and they're content with their lives, leave them alone. Don't try to tell them to become Buddhists. Don't try to tell them to recite YongHua Bodhisattva's name because they are greedy, stupid, and angry. Come on, leave them alone. Okay, be more respectful. You don't want to be mindful of triple jewel, don't be mindful. Be mindful whatever you want to be or not mindful at all. It's your life. Be respectful. Okay? That's the bottom line. Who are we to tell you anything? We're only here. Let me tell you, this is where I feel this line of reasoning is incorrect. We're only here because you came and you asked us for instructions. You asked us for help. If no one comes, we're perfectly happy sitting here and doing nothing whatsoever. Okay? Let's make sure you always remember that. Don't impose your knowledge and your wisdom on others. Leave them alone. Okay? You have no right to tell people anything unless they ask for it. Actually, some people recently have been asking me a lot about the same thing, and we give them the answer, they keep on complaining. I said, stop whining. Okay? Stop being a crybaby. It's a good thing. Your problem right now is a good thing. Okay, continue.
那么变鬼了，那时候你要想要念观世音菩萨还可以，并不是变鬼了，观世音菩萨就离你很远。
Then, becoming a ghost at that time, if you want to recite GuanShiYin Pusa, it's still okay. It's not that once you become a ghost, you will be very far away from GuanShiYin Bodhisattva.
And you know, some ghosts really want to stay away from YongHua Bodhisattva. They say, I'm happy being a ghost. Actually, I love my ghost husband. We're very happy together. We go hunting for food. We're hungry, but we are in love. Okay? Leave the ghosts alone, folks. Why do you keep on this? Why does he keep on insisting on the ghost recite YongHua Bodhisattva's name? This is strange. Okay? Maybe there's a ghost there or something at the time. Continue.
变鬼也可以念观世音菩萨，只要你愿意念的话。
Becoming a ghost, you can also recite GuanShiYin Pusa as long as you are willing to recite.
No, I'm not making any comment. Continue.
至于你现在就是个鬼，鬼也可以念观世音菩萨。
Even if now you are just a ghost can also recite GuanShiYin Pusa.
你现在是个畜生，畜生也可以念观世音菩萨。
If now you are an animal can also recite GuanShiYin Pusa.
若说我现在在地狱里呢，在地狱里也可以念观世音菩萨。
If you say, I am now in the hells you can also recite GuanShiYin Pusa.
Okay, let's go back to the last 3 slides. If you're a ghost, you can recite YongHua Bodhisattvas. Okay, it turns out that it's true. The ghosts can recite YongHua Bodhisattva's name. But you know, most likely it won't. Because it's too busy doing something about its hunger, its thirst. If you think you're suffering right now, because many of you are fasting and practicing Chan meditation, our style, which is more rigorous than normal, you think you're suffering, you ain't seen nothing yet until you become a hungry ghost. And you realize your hunger is so intense, it is so painful. Okay? Your thirst is so overwhelming that, you know, when that comes, you can't even think of YongHua Bodhisattva's name at all. Forget it. Your mind is so oppressed, is so in great pain, you can't think at all. This is why we have to decide for you. This is why we're learning this ourselves, in order so that for us, when we see you and you are in trouble, you are in such big trouble that you can't even ask for help. You're so in great pain. You're so thirsty. The thought of asking for help can't even cross your mind. Then, out of compassion, we're supposed to recite YongHua Bodhisattvas for you. Okay? This is why we're doing this, folks. Don't ask them to recite, because they can't. Next, if you're an animal can also recite YongHua Bodhisattvas. Animals cannot recite YongHua Bodhisattvas. How does he know there's a YongHua Bodhisattva? He doesn't understand what you're talking about. I think he's going off script here. An animal, it has its animal language. Animals don't recite YongHua Bodhisattvas at all. We have to recite for them. Okay? Next, hells. Have you been to the hells? It's even worse than the hungry ghosts. Okay? In the hells, you're being tortured until you die. Okay? Yeah. Imagine you being tortured, okay? And they torture you. There's so many different types of hells corresponding to the many types of evil offenses that you have been creating. And you sent down there to be tortured, to be punished, okay? All you know is pain and suffering. It's so overwhelming, it's so painful that you cannot think of anything. Even if someone stands there in front of them and says, hey, just recite YongHua Bodhisattva's name, okay? And if that hell being there is able to do that, it is immediately able to get out of the hells right away. Did you know that? That's all it takes. And this is a tip from me to you, because you're going to find yourself in the same predicament, not that far from the future from now. Oh, yeah. If you happen to fall to the hells, I know when you go to hungry ghosts and animals, it's kind of difficult. Animals in particular is very difficult for you to recite because you don't understand what we're talking to you. When you tell a dog, recite YongHua Bodhisattva's name, it's huh? Ho! Which means, who do you think you are? Okay? But when you go to the hells, which is the worst place in this world that you can find yourself, okay? And somehow you won't be able to come up with that thought yourself. So Dizang Pusa, Earthstalk Bodhisattva, might appear in front of you and said, your time has matured, okay? Repeat after me. Namo Dizang Pusa. Don't recite YongHua Bodhisattva. It's some competition between the two of them. Okay? And I say, just repeat after me. Namo Medicine Master Buddha. No YongHuYin, you hear? I'm kidding. If you simply recite the Bodhisattva's name, any Bodhisattva's name, and please remember this, okay? Just remember it. Don't need to understand. Just put it in your brains. Just recite any Bodhisattva's name you can think of, any Buddha's name you can think of, immediately, instantaneously, you get out of the hells right away. That's how powerful the names are for those beings. They get liberation from the hells immediately, if they can simply think of it. So what he's been talking about here is actually very important. Yes, I make fun of it, but the point, because of my Western kind of reasoning, is different from his, okay? But if your mind is able and has an opportunity to recite a Buddha's name or Bodhisattva's name, it does you a ton of good, a lot more good than you realize. It's because when you're mindful of them, they're mindful of you. They will silently come and help you. Okay? That's what they do. Continue.
所有地狱、恶鬼、畜生，在三恶道里，还有人都可以念观世音菩萨。
All beings in the three evil paths, the hells, hungry ghosts, and animal realm, as well as human beings, all can recite GuanShiYin菩萨。
你不要认为自己在三恶道里就没有法子。
You should not think that if you, yourself, are in the three evil paths, then there is no solution.
为什么叫妙法？
Why is it called the wondrous Dharma?
Okay, so the conclusion of the prior section is that because of the three poisons, the three poisons are very, very harmful to you. Don't think that right now that you don't see anything, any consequences with your greed, with your anger, with your stupidity, that you're safe. No, with your karmas created from your thoughts and the karmas created by your three poisons, you will fall to those evil realms. What are they? Okay, if you have thoughts of anger, where do you fall? When you commit karmas from anger, where will you go? What are you planting the seeds to go? Which three evil destinies will you go? Can you see? He keeps on harping about the three poisons and the three evil destinies because they are directly connected. Okay? Karmas of greed, where will you go? What seeds are you creating for you to go when you die in the future? Oh? The hells? No, not the hells. There's two left. No, it's the three evil destinies. The three poisons, if you create karmas based on the three poisons, then you are creating seeds for you to, in the future, fall into the three evil paths. Yes? 8.
We all create three poisons.
That's why you're going to go to the evil paths.
So it's destined. So we're already going.
No, it's your destiny, yes. Speak for yourself. I know you just went through a bad experience, but I'm sorry, I need to wake you up to this.
No,
This is going to be worse than losing your house.
actually, Master, it really didn't afflict me that much.
Then
No.
you don't care at all.
Truthfully, I was reciting GuanShiYin a lot before that, and then when it happened, and I just...
She didn't come and save your house?
No, but I definitely not. My whole street too.
Don't bring it up. It is making our YongHua Bodhisattva Dharma look bad.
She destroyed my whole city, Master.
She didn't destroy it, man.
She let it get destroyed.
See, now he's blaming YongHua Bodhisattva. See the problem we have? We teach them when when you need help, recite her name, she come to help. But then she didn't come to help him, so clearly she destroyed the city.
Well,
Careful, she'll never come to help you anymore.
well,
Find other bodhisattva.
totally got a lot of help. I mean, I had a place to stay. I had a lot of stuff taken care of, and I was totally fine. And in my mind, I was really calm.
Okay,
And, yeah.
that's a response, by the way.
I mean, that's the best response I could have got.
It turns out, I'm glad you shared it, even though it sounds kind of terrible for YongHua Bodhisattva, to him to say she destroyed his city, he destroyed his home and his city. Be careful, young man. Okay, don't recite my name. Because I say, I don't know him. Because they're telling each other now, YongHua Bodhisattva called up, Ursa Bodhisattva and said, that Andre is there. Ignore him,
Master, I only recite your name when I go to hell or the evil destinies.
Then you hate me forever. So anyway, actually it turns out that the fact that you're not afflicted, the fact that you feel not afflicted that much, is a response, because it's chaos, it's a lot of suffering, and it's a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety. So for you to be at peace right there, maybe it's not YongHua, or maybe it's your chant skills that will help you be so calm and so collected. It's a cool thing. Congratulations. However, you have no compassion for your parents. You know how tough it is to lose your house. They lived there for decades. Very tough for them.
Yeah, I think that's the worst part is it's almost hard for me to have the compassion. Maybe it was adrenaline or something, but I definitely have to work on that now.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, so the Dharma door, YongHua Bodhisattva here, Master YongHua simplified it for his disciples, is designed to help them understand that there are bodhisattvas who are ready to help them if they simply ask for help. And for quite a few people, they have some responses. And some people, they have no responses because, as I told you, they told each other to ignore you. Certain people. Okay? Okay, continue.
你在三恶道里也可以念观世音菩萨，也可以离苦得乐。
The inconceivable state of GuanShiYin Bodhisattva is just here. You are in the three evil paths. You can still recite GuanShiYin菩萨. You can still leave suffering and attain bliss.
As I said, when you're in the three evil paths, you cannot recite YongHua Bodhisattva's name. You are so oppressed by your pain and your suffering and your worries that you cannot recite, first of all. Number two, when you're in those paths, no one would teach you, because when you're born in those paths, in each of these realms of existence, you have to be taught about these Dharma doors before you can use them. And in the three evil paths, no one's going to teach you. Okay? And of course, also, this is why the Bodhisattvas and Buddhas, you know what they do? In order to help these beings in the three evil paths, now it makes sense why, as we talk about this, it reminds me of why they, in the Avatamsaka Sutra, because I've been preparing slides for you like crazy for the last few days. So every day is like, it's only sutras for me, okay? And it does wonderful things, by the way. When When I prepare sutras for you, I go into a trance, I enter samadhi, and so good things happen. Okay? Like I go to the toilet 5 times a day. Because when you in samadhi, you cleanse your body. For me, is I expel my toxins. You see, right here, you see my red face? It's my toxins. And then I also send it out via other forms as well. Okay? And so anyway, and these sutras, they talk about why Buddhas would manifest in the 3 evil realms, okay, to help living beings. And it dawned on me from this section here, so I see why. You don't look interested, so I can skip it. Okay? What they do is the Bodhisattvas and the Buddhas would use the spiritual powers, use the transformation bodies to appear in the 3 evil paths as a hungry ghost, as an animal, as another hell being, or just to simply be there. And why is it important? Because they can speak the same language. If we were to come to appear in front of a hell being and say, you should recite YongHua Bodhisattva, he said, huh? What are you talking about? They don't understand. So that's why the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, they have to transform themselves into all sorts of living beings in the 25 realms of existence so that they can connect with us. Does it make sense now? And it's not just they do it right there. They may have to go there repeatedly to build up a relationship, to warm up the relationship before you can trust them. Okay? It's a lot of work, folks. It's fascinating. And this is why. In the 3 evil realms, I beg to differ with him here on this slide. You cannot reside. It's no way for you to reside. So these Buddhas and Bodhisattvas have to manifest in front of you and speak your language, okay? And tell you, repeat after me. Namo YongHua Bodhisattva in the dog's name. Walk, 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 walk. Oh no, that's a chicken language. Sorry. Okay? They have to tell you what to do because you cannot say that. Even for them to tell you to do it, you still struggle with that. At least you can understand, but for you to be able to follow them, it's still very, very difficult. And they need to help you. Okay? Isn't that cool? I'm kind of bragging about the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas because that's all I read about, day after day after day. Are we there? Okay, continue, please.
我们每一个人会回到家里，去度一度你的地狱众生，度一度你的恶鬼众生，度一度你的畜生众生。
Each and every one of us will return home to cross over the beings in your own personal hells, cross over the beings in your own realm of hungry ghosts, and cross over the beings in your own realm of animals.
What I'm trying to tell you is that if this is what the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas do, isn't that a cool thing to do? Out of compassion, they see that we don't know better, so they go out of their ways to come and help us. Okay? And I'm harping on this point here is because we cannot help ourselves. And therefore, it motivates them to become a real Mahasattva, a powerful Bodhisattva, so that they can really help. It's really their compassion and the kindness have no bounds. It's so cool. Because this is why on the path, before you become a Bodhisattva, Mahasattva, you have to develop your kindness and compassion. The path of our cultivation is definitely, it's my emphasis, is to help you develop kindness and compassion, unlike my master's side. My master never stressed that. Okay? I've been changing the style, I've been changing the emphasis because I see it's absolutely necessary for you, because unless you see the suffering of others, you see what you can do to help them, you will not motivate yourself to be at your best and improve yourself and develop these powers. Okay? It's not talk. These people, when you need help, talking alone is not going to be sufficient. Okay? So what are the clothes from? Now your jacket has no more insignia. Is it from, oh, there's one. So small, can't even read it. Is it from Goodwill or what? Sir?
Me or?
Give him a chance. Because every time he comes here, his jacket is very colorful. It always has a different message.
No, this is one of the only clothes I kept. Everything else was pretty much from... I washed it.
That's it? This is all you have?
Well,
seriously?
Just the jacket. I have some other clothes too, but people, out of their compassion, they gave it to me.
Yeah, that's very nice, isn't it? Okay.
Yeah.
And this is what makes the Americans so special. They're so kind and compassionate. Okay. That's wonderful. We're very fortunate. Okay. Yes. When people are suffering and this is when they can use your kindness, our kindness and our compassion. Yes, 8.
Master, would a Bodhisattva ever come to the Saha world to help someone that has enough conditions to get the person on the right direction to the proper Dharma?
Yes, always. In fact, they are constantly milling around. Okay, they're going from world to world, from state to state, from mountain to mountain to valleys. They're going everywhere, constantly helping living beings. It's really hard to believe, but that's what they do. And we don't even know it. Okay? And this is the trademark of Bodhisattvas. We don't know they're helping us. And they don't want us to know that we're being helped. Because then we tend to have a big head, and we tend to think that we're special, and that we help. YongHua Bodhisattva came to help me, and even Samguk Sunim over there, he didn't even say hello. He only came to help me. Yeah, that kind of thing. Poor Samguk Sunim, I feel for her, kind of thing. And so that's why the trademark is that, it's so inconceivable that these beings, the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, are constantly going around and round like carousel to help living beings. That includes us, by the way. Okay? And the help is always being done in a way that we don't know. Because it's designed to help us not inflate our ego, feel that we're so special. You're so special. When the Bodhisattva came to help me. All right? Yeah. And I didn't realize, it's funny, I've been reading the Avatamsaka Sutra and preparing the chapter 1 slides there and talking about the celestial kings and in this world here. And that's what they keep on talking about. I said the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas keep on coming around. And now it actually is the case here. That's why I want to share that with you. It's a lot more pervasive than we realize. They're very, very busy. It's so cool. When I read it, I have no clues because it's too many of those verses. But when I read Master Shino's instruction, I said, those slides came to light. I said, that's what it means. Next, it's so interesting, let me tell you. I definitely encourage you to become a Bodhisattva. It's such a cool thing to do. And you all can do it. Okay? The sooner the better. The sooner, the more fun for you. They really enjoy doing it. Trust me. Our enjoyments come from indulging in the 3 poisons. Yeah? Our enjoyment, we want to eat more. I'm hungry again. What did we have for lunch today? Kimchi pancakes. And you missed it. Huh? Oh, feel free to come for lunch, by the way. Okay. Yeah. Where are you staying?
At
some sort of shelter?
No.
No.
This is why GuanShiYin helped me, because I had places to stay, good places too.
Really?
Yeah, I'm staying at my brother's house right now, and then.
And that's a good place?
Excuse me?
That's a good place?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think we're gonna get this one place.
And he's not buying you any clothes, new clothes?
Nah, I don't need it.
No,
I got a lot of clothes. I got a lot of clothes. Enough. Yeah.
I see. You want to become a monk?
No.
It seems like you get by with so little clothes. I mean, you said like you're gonna wash the jacket soon. That's what we do.
Master, I like the poisons too much.
See what I mean? See what I mean? You make a fool of yourself trying to tell him what to do. I think, since you don't enjoy having that many clothes, become a monk. That's what happens to us. But he said, no, I'd rather not. You see? I wish Master Shinoda was here. or he was there when he lectured. Okay? But it's so cool. It's until you see these sufferings of people that you realize that how lucky we are. Because I was telling them today at lunch, I said, in the LA area, and I don't want to sound like to brag, but in our area is a pocket. Look at the map of the fire. Is a pocket right there where there's no fire threat. The rest is under threats. And only because ours is the poorest area. They spare the poor areas. Okay, and so to me it's fun because it's coming to life here. You see when people suffer, and that's what Buddhas and Bodhisattvas see. They have so much kindness and compassion. They said, I see this, I cannot sit still. I got to do something to help these people. Okay? I can't worry about myself. That's so cool. Continue.
There's some YouTube comments.
Yeah, go ahead.
Robin's Nest, 阿弥陀佛，师父，我每天念南无观世音菩萨，我也每天念药师佛、大势至菩萨。 阿弥陀佛、日光菩萨、月光菩萨，我要感谢师父教我种下许多福报。So Emitofuo Master, I recite Namo GuanShiYin Pusa. I also recite Medicine Master Buddha's name, Great Strengths Bodhisattva, Emitofuo, Sunlight Bodhisattva and Moonlight Bodhisattvas every day.
Don't forget to recite Amitabha Buddha. Did she say Amitabha Buddha?
Yes, Amitabha
Okay,
Buddha.
very good. Excellent. Thank you for sharing with us. I do too. You know why? When I do that? Every time before I lecture, you notice I did this when we have a Dharma request. Actually, I pray to them. I say, please help me lecture tonight. I don't know what to say to these people. And it works. Okay, and that's why I learned from Master YongHua's disciple, the guy in the Calgary temple that's supposed to harass me and torture me and force me out. And he taught that. Yeah, he said Master YongHua taught him that because when he had to speak Dharma, he didn't know what to do. So Master YongHua told him, okay, before you speak Dharma, pray to the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas. Okay, that's why I do too. It helps, trust me. I should do that when I prepare for slides too. Come to think of it. Okay, next.
There's one more YouTube question. There's 2 questions and 1 feedback from Dan Yang.
Yes.
So I'll read the feedback first. It's in Chinese. I'll translate directly. In 2024 Lunar New Year, I started trying to sit in lotus, starting from 2 minutes to 8 minutes and to 15 minutes. And my lotus was always around 30 minutes to 45 minutes. There's 2 to 3 times that I sat for 1 hour, but was very painful. My lotus has always been, as soon as I buckle up my legs, that moment, it hurts until I unbuckle. But today I have an entirely different experience. So today, the first hour, the full lotus wasn't hurting, and the feet's kind of numb, and the legs kind of swollen. The first hour, I actually fell asleep a little bit. From 1 hour to an hour and a half, the leg pain was still endurable. I was very surprised at the time. How come the full lotus is not as painful anymore? And after sitting for 1 hour, there is sometimes a very strong feelings, energy at my navel area. The energy was gathered there. The sensation was very obvious. Then I started paying attention to my navel. I enjoyed that kind of feeling. In the end, the children's noise distracted me. After an hour and a half till 2 hours, the legs started getting more and more painful, but I told myself that I cannot fail, so I want to sit 2 hours today. So the last 25 minutes, I started crying. But after a couple of minutes, my body feels very good, and everything got better. So I did 2 hours.
Wow, it's quite a leap from 45 minutes to 2 hours. Very short duration.
Yeah,
This lady here doesn't fool around. When she cultivates, she really cultivates. Wow, I'm so impressed.
Yeah, there's one more short paragraph. So I want to use this opportunity to thank 3 practitioners, Trin and Celery and Carol. During our fasting, they kept encouraging me to meditate. And with Trin's companionship, I meditated twice. And one of the time was very helpful. Celery and Carol also kept reminding Trin to supervise me to sit before they left. So without them, without their reminding me, I wouldn't be as diligent. So this is her feedback.
Oh, that's great. Thank you, Carol. Thank you, Celery, and thank you, Chin, as well. This is why we have such a special community here. We have people who really care, because you know why? They help each other because they've been through it all. They've been through what the newcomers have to go through in order to attain real great benefits. Okay, it's not easy. It used to be so hard that I simply watch people come and join us, the newcomers join us, and then become discouraged and leave. And at Lu Mountain Temple, and nowadays it's it's still the same thing we're teaching, we're advocating, and because of many more of you around there who are compassionate and kind, that's why you're helping out. I'm very grateful for that. Okay. Not just the Chinese helping each other, but the Vietnamese, the Koreans, and so forth. It's so helpful. All of the little things and the details are provided there are very, very important. Okay, it's not that easy for you to break through. Basically, she entered Samadhi. She broke through a couple of times. That's very, very impressive. And that's, and I know the reason she went from 45 minutes maximum to an hour and a half with, excuse me, with the legs only numb, it's because of the help she received at Go Forest. Okay? So girls, good job, and keep it up. Okay? You are Master's little helpers. I'm very grateful. Great job. Okay? That's what you do. What you do is that when people are struggling, you come over, and when appropriate, you come over and comfort them and encourage them. This is when it counts. This is what you can do, things that you can do that I cannot. My approach is to make you suffer. Yeah? What do you mean, yeah? It's on purpose, because part of your training is you need to endure suffering. That's a skill that is absolutely fundamental to your well-being. Every time you endure suffering, you get a little bit healthier, physically and here, in your head. You just don't realize it. Okay? So it's good for you. Let me put it this way for you. Suffering is good. Yes, 6.
You're speaking about physical pain and cultivation. What about the spiritual pain, or not necessarily spiritual, but the daily life hardships?
Like what? Give me an example of daily life hardship that bothers you.
It bothers me that I have daughters and that they have their own ways of thinking, and
They drive you crazy.
they get me crazy.
Okay.
And I get them crazy too, you know?
You make them crazy too.
Might be.
Yeah, they deserve it, let's face it. But we're talking about us, right? Never mind about them, okay? They have their lives, you need to respect that, okay? Let me tell you. Physically, you go through a healing process. Earlier in tonight's lecture, I told you I was preparing sutra lectures, and that requires me to really concentrate, okay, and basically 100% of myself. Then when I lecture, I can relax a little, okay? But concentrate like that, and that concentration right there is very good for my health because these are my sicknesses coming out and being killed. The redness in my face shows that actually I'm healing myself. When I had the flu and I could not meditate, my face was normal, right? It's no redness because I could not meditate. Okay, but now I meditate every day, preparing sutras. My meditation is different from yours. Yours is you need to sit there and concentrate. I know how to do that already. Now I can do my normal activities and still enter Chan Samadhi. Okay? So with that, I know that physically my body is getting better, and because I'm expelling, this is the toxins coming out to my skins. You want to see more? Never mind. Doesn't sound good. And then I have to go to the restroom to dump it out. Okay, that's pretty bad. 5 times a day. Usually I go 5 times or more. It's when there's so many toxins, they need to come out. This is too slow. The other one is faster. The coarse one goes out faster. This is they're dying. Okay, they're still fighting. That's why it's red. But when they come out, they're dead already. Okay? So physically, I'm training you to endure the pain, endure the physical pain and the suffering physically because it makes your body healthier. No 2 ways about it. Okay? When you struggle, you sit there and it's so painful, the more you endure, the more, the healthier you become physically. How about mentally? Mentally, it also has an effect on your mental health as well. Because one more moment they are willing to endure it increases your patience. You are more patient towards your pain, your suffering. So when your daughters drive you crazy, what you haven't noticed is that you're able to endure it more than before. Yeah? Recently. It's noticeable. Because I look at you recently, you're a lot calmer than before. Am I correct? Okay? That means that you can take on more of their annoying things. Yes, go ahead, 6.
Well, precisely because of that, because I'm here, because I feel in that if I don't have this, if I'm not feeding from the environment in the temple of the Chan, opportunities to grow in my cultivation at home. Before I used to be more under pressure to be here and to be, proactive in the temple.
Always on the run.
Yeah, and this time I just said, okay, I have my job here. This is my cultivation zone, and I have been able to improve that aspect of me. That I don't want to be, I don't want to be rushing at all times, everywhere. I can't do that.
All right.
Because I'm psychologically could be devastating.
Yes.
And not psychologically, mentally, and also my strength. But I've noticed that in occasions it's just so unbearable to have to deal with my not only the difficulties with the at home, but the difficulties of the needs of my daughter.
Yeah, they're growing bigger, so they demand more and more on you.
So it's been a lot more efficient for me to stay there and to address the issues, as you said one time. Cultivate at home too is part of your cultivation. Do what you have to do there, endure what it has to be there, and come and take some advantage of our.
Precisely. Someone told me recently, she says, I'm glad that I learned from coming to the temple to endure more. That's how I'm helping my family. That's all. It does, it's not a whole lot. You can, it doesn't show up in terms of money, in terms of material things, but you can endure more. You can actually are able to be more supportive of them. That's what we do. Okay, and that's cultivation. And part of it is that you come into the temple, will help you develop your skills. You go back home, you use your skills to endure more, okay? And that's what cultivation is also at home, folks. You need to come to the temple where you actually are developing skills. It's like going to the gym where we beat you up and then we yell at you and say, "One more!" okay? And then you go home and you have muscles now. You can use them at home as well. You see? And that's what this is about. This is why we're here. Okay? Yeah. Thank you for the feedback. Anyone else? Okay. Yes.
There's 3 more questions on YouTube.
Go ahead.
So from Dan Yang, the first question is, why is that every time after meditation, I will feel cold and shiver?
That's normal. Because when you meditate, and because you now have a little bit of skills, it heats up your body, and therefore, and you build your heat here, and the heat makes your pores dilate. Okay, so when you stop, and then you become more sensitized to the real air, the cold air in the room. So that's why you feel a little bit cold. That's normal. That's natural. Your body will adapt, will adjust, and it won't bother you. So the skill level is that it may feel cold. If you ignore it, it becomes natural. Don't worry. Next.
The next question is, my plan is to use 2025, a year of time, to sit for 2 hours. But I achieved that today without any mental preparation. I would like to ask Master, what was the reason that allowed me to all of a sudden sit 2 hours?
You got a lot of help from Go Force. That's why I thank the 3 girls there who helped you out. I think Xin ignored you or something. I'm kidding. You got a lot of help. Your trip to Go Force was very fruitful. That's what happened. I don't think it will ever happen again. So we only get lucky every now and then. That's it. Don't expect it to happen again. Okay, next question.
Next question is from Robin's Nest. Emitofuo Master, I try to eat vegetarian I try to eat majority vegetarian. I use the 5 pungents in my cooking. I think that the garlic and onions would affect meditation. I'm also anemic. So for fasting, Master, what kind of suggestion do you have for me?
You
Never fasted past than 2 days before.
okay? You don't want to fast by yourself. Okay, and for you, I would recommend that you, before you fast, you gain some weight. Actually, I'm going to ask Master YongHua disciples there in Go Forest to transmit to me, the what he learned, the Dharma he learned from that side on how they can fast, make it easier. The things they do to make the fasting easier for themselves. Our fasting is kind of brutal. We want to scare the heck out of you, and so that you stop and you quit. Okay, but for them, it's a lot smoother, a lot easier. They do things to make you not as hungry as before. Okay, and so you can last a lot longer in your fast. Okay, I don't know that Dharma, so I'd rather that you suffer right away. But eventually, I would like to learn that from them. Those the things they do to make it easier, because of people like this who need who want to fast, and the fasting is good for them, but not a harsh way. Okay, and so for her, until I can learn that Dharma, she should gain some weight. I would gain, if on the average, every day you fast, you lose 2 pounds. Okay? The first 9 days, you lose about 2 pounds a day. And after that, you lose about 1.5 pounds. And eventually to 1 pound. And then less because you have nothing left to lose. Okay? So for most of you, it's a good thing for you that when you fast, before you fast, you want to gain some weight. I would gain, if I 1 day, I would, the first 3 days, doesn't matter. And if you go more, then I would try to gain some weight first. 9 days, I would gain 9 pounds or 6 pounds. That's my rule of thumb. Okay? It would make you last a bit longer and not as harsh on your body. Okay, so gain some weight. I go 3 days next. All right, good luck to you. And be careful. You cannot fast by yourself. It's very dangerous. It's inadvisable for you to fast by yourself. You should come to the temple because we keep an eye on you for you. Okay? Of course, we make you sign a contract that says if you die, it's not our fault. This is America, you know. All right. Anyone else? You got all the questions? Yes, sir. One. You leaving soon? Tomorrow?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. You fasted how many days?
4 3/4.
4 3/4. Feel any difference?
I think my body's adjusting now, and I do feel better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because you're better.
Thank you. And I wanted to thank you for letting me.
Doesn't he sound different? Huh? When he first came, and now, tonight, he sounds different. He sounds like he's not as hungry as before. Never mind. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I just wanted to express my thankfulness for you, Master, everything you do for us, and everybody here, the Korean community, the masters. They were so welcoming. I just feel...
Korean community?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. They're taking over? I'm Vietnam.
All the communities here, the Hispanic community or Latinos.
Okay, better. Okay, You're welcome. We're glad you can take the time to join us. Come anytime, okay? And you don't need to drive that far. You can go to DTT too, okay? If you don't have time, don't have a lot of time, I would really strongly encourage you. We are getting all these facilities as in order to support your cultivation, believe it or not. Okay? Totally free. You want to come to the temple and practice for a day, a few hours, a day or two on the weekends, on the holidays, come anytime. We'll support you. Okay? No money. Don't worry about it. We are so used to being poor now, so we don't care anymore. Okay? But this is why we have all these things, to support your cultivation. So please use it. Feel free to use it. Okay? I mean, of course, you can go anywhere. Okay? You can fly to the real Korean community in Korea as well. Where they only have Korean communities there. Yes, 6.
I snatched Patricia and Danielle last night, and we took a long tour and getting to know LA. And Danielle bought us a vegetarian pizza last night.
Ah, wow.
So he came back, he was really tired, he was sleeping already in the car, and I didn't know how to get back to the temple, and he was directing me.
Such a big boy, huh?
But that was really fun. Thank you, Daniel, for accepting that. And Patricia, she didn't want to go, but we took her with us.
Yeah, and Patricia is a real cultivator. Yeah. No. She doesn't want to go out anymore. Well, this is kind of makes it cool as well, because it's American in the sense that we work hard, we play hard. Okay, it's not Chinese where you come in, you suffer from day one till day, to the end. Like a real cultivator, we are American. We work hard for a few days, and we can't take it anymore. We go have some fun. Yeah, you gotta have fun. Okay, that's my attitude. Forget about punishing yourself and suffering the whole time at the cheese and so forth. I'm not of that persuasion. I feel that you should give it your all. Give everything you have. That's what I ask of you. Okay? When you have a chance, give it your all. And then when you can't take it anymore, or time is up, go and do your things. Connect with people. Smile. Talk to people. Learn about kindness and compassion. And then, part of that is to introduce our visitors to the restaurants here and the good things here. Okay? Good deal. All right. That's why I'm always looking for new restaurants. I know more about restaurants than most of you residents. Because I'm always looking on my phone. Oh, it says 5-star here. I go try. It's all phony recommendations. So you can say, I do a lot of research for you already. Yes, 5.
Emitofuo, Master, I would like to share some feedback also.
Yes, please do. You remember, actually, Friday nights is a feedback night. Save some.
No,
don't say it all.
That's a different one.
Okay.
Just this is recent and hot. It's still fresh and hot. With the meditation, yesterday...
it's funny. When she first came to Lu Mountain Temple, she's very tough, strict. She said, I'm DRBA disciple. You are not a real Master YongHua disciple. Now it's like, after I criticized Master YongHua so often recently, she's a lot more relaxed. Continue.
Master really trying to make me forget and focus. So actually lots of things happened yesterday, but just somebody was sharing about the meditation. So over here yesterday, I also really was able to suffer a lot more, suffer through that 1 hour.
No, 1 hour?
No,
oh, you poor thing. You've been coming to their temples, you haven't suffered for more than 1 hour?
No, because it's a new way of sitting that Venerable Shenshun had me sit, and it really tortured badly.
Yeah, then it's okay.
Badly. So I suffered
It's a
through
good thing, yeah.
that 1 hour. And then after that, I was doing the chanting of chapter 40 with Sangwok Sunim. And I was sitting. Normally, I would unbuckle, and it was really painful. And for some reason, something happened, whatever that was. I didn't unbuckle. I was able to suffer through it.
Yeah, suck it up, as we say it.
I don't know what happened, Master.
Yeah,
I was
just suck it up.
I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
But then, so it passed the pain.
Just take it like a man.
No, I'm weak. I just unbuckled. But I didn't. I don't know what happened. I passed the pain. And then it felt really, really good. And that was really nice. And then it was time to finish. And I couldn't sit anymore.
Then Daniel shows up.
No, he didn't show up. He was. Sangwok Sunim said, yeah, we finished.
All right.
So that was the two good things. But one more thing also happened this morning. I don't know if they were related.
So many good responses.
I don't know.
Wow, I'm so jealous of you.
Master,
I work all day and nothing happens to me.
Just
I go to a toilet, I work all day and then I go to a toilet.
And then so this morning, I don't know if your lecture, I was driving and I was able to listen to your lecture. I listened again yesterday's talk, but something really interesting. It just very delicious. I was driving and it was
Delicious?
I was just eating. It was like I was driving and I was calm and I was just feeling it's really delicious. I tried not to make any stop. I was skipping all the stop just so that I could continue listening. And it was just weird. And then I came to the temple, and then later, and I went out again. I was driving, continued listening to the lecture. Something. It was just really like I was sitting there, really chill. It was like really, really delicious. It's like when you're eating some food that's really good, and you just keep eating.
That's samadhi. That's samadhi. It's you feel good, feel peaceful.
So
okay, so. I want those of you who are not here, because I sit here, I see all of you weirdos every night. And I see how you react to the lectures and everything. As this girl is talking here, and the white boy over here is shaking like, you are so weird, all of you. Look at it, he's still doing it. That's samadhi right there. When people shake like that, it's samadhi. Like XF, I go first, he go like this, and so just listen to lectures, they go like this. That's samadhi. You are so weird. Okay, I better stop here tonight before it gets worse. Thank you, everyone. Okay, go back, meditate, become enlightened. Thank you.